I mean, I know my grandfather used to take snuff. Okay.
Yes.
He used to take his pipe. Okay. With the tobacco is planted just outside his door. So my cousin just goes there, plug the thing,
it, and then you pound it.
Yeah. And my uncle also did that. Although they lived to their 90s actually. So yeah, but yeah. I know what you're saying.
So hang on with that. So they live to their 90s, but how many more people in the village live to that? So you see, that's one thing I have been telling people to when we are talking as Africans is we have to start facing the truth, and the realities, and this so that we know how important it is, how urgent it is. It's true that yes, one or two or a few people will live up to their 90s.
Yes.
But the life expectancy in Nigeria has consistently been 54.
Yeah. No, I understand very well.
How many other people live up to that, even when the deaths are not caused by accidents?
Yeah. Yeah. That's it. You're right. See, I use my uncles, my father now, he's nearly 80, my grandfather, my grandmother who died in the 90s. Yes, I use them as my benchmark, but I never think about my cousins, my uncles who died a lot younger, in their 20s, 30s, and 40s.
Yeah.
That's true. That is true.
So because there's this myth we have, or this thing when you're talking to people about to change their lifestyles, yeah, and you said they'll tell you, oh well, it's all this your you know too much, but in the village where people don't know anything, they're living up to 100, 90, and I'm like, how many people have you even tried to count it? And it's not also many of the people who they also think are old are not necessarily that old.
See, let me tell you, even though I'm giving the example of my grandfather, my grandmother, my uncles, my grandfather's father died maybe maximum in his 50s. In my grandfather on my mother's side died relatively early, maybe in his 40s. So I don't have more than one generation who have lived long in my family.
Exactly. and again, so those are the things that we need to consider,
Yes.
We need to have, yes, the statistics shows that life expectancy is low. The public feels that, oh well, it's just a few people who are exposed to this Western thing. So we need to then bridge that gap and make sure that people know that how does the statistics you see on paper translate to what's happening in your locality, stage or community, So, and that's where I think the conversations around cardiovascular disease and longevity and quality of life starts. Because there's that poor risk perception, about what the risk is. And people feel what we do at home is safe. Anything we do, that food that is in the house is safe. Well, if you buy packaged, that's where all the problems start. But it's not necessarily.
See, what we are talking about today is very important. A few of my audience have heard about my story, but I could have died at the age of 38 when I had a stroke. I'm lucky to be alive today. So and unfortunately, we still don't know what caused my stroke. And I know a lot, say, at least 3 people who I used to see weekly when I was in Nigeria are dead. Or my mates, they are dead. And unfortunately, they just slumped and died. So what you're saying is very important. There are things that issues that we need to, people like you, public health specialists, need to help us to research to know what they are. And unfortunately, our society, we don't do autopsy. You see, I know a family, the father died young, his other son died young, the second one died young, yet nobody ever thought about doing autopsy to know what kills them. You know, so yeah, the work you're doing is important, and see, we need to dig into longevity research. You know, yeah.